And welcome to Let's Fly VFR. Today we're going to head out to the Edinburgh Air Show. And if you like what you see, please hit that subscribe and like and share if you like. Come visit letsflyvfr.com if you're looking for anything for your sim coming up to certainly the Christmas break. So what we're doing today is we're going to use this map and use Overlay Editor to create an air show environment for us here at Adelaide Airport. This is the military base that I was at just last weekend for an air show, and as we look down on top of it, that is all just a map. So if we would go down onto the ground, everything would be flat and there would be nothing there. So what we're going to do is, using Overlay Editor, we're going to give ourselves some hangars, some people, some aeroplanes, some fences, some trees, and a whole range of stuff. So if you haven't used this software before, it is downloadable, and I'll have the link for you downstairs in the description. So as you can see there, we have a range of libraries which are already installed really into X-Plane, into the custom scenery. And that's where they need to be. You can download lots of these from the org, and that'll give you lots of things to choose from. So as you can see here, I'm looking for, and this is what takes a lot of the time, because there are so many objects available, finding the right style of, in this case, a hangar that I'm going to put down here. I used to work in the very right-hand hangar, as you can see there off the main tarmac. That was where I used to work. It was certainly one of the places when we were flying aircraft, and I was a weapons fitter. I was a lot of refueling and kicking tyres on aeroplanes there. So once you find what you want, you just hit the plus button that you see up there, the green one. You can use a whole range of things. You can use the W, R, E, S, and D keys. That'll allow you to zoom in and out, rotate around. You can use your mouse as well. It's not very hard to do, so you can just grab it and move it around with the mouse. And that particular hangar is around about the right size. If you want to be absolutely accurate, guys, then you're going to have to learn how to build items for yourself. But if you're just looking for a general feel, because we're flying over, we're not going to see that accurately what's there. Now, what I'm doing is, because the hangar is not quite the right size, I'm just merging two together carefully, and that'll give me one very large hangar. What you can do if you want to repeat that is you just hold down the control and click on both parts, copy, Control C on a PC, and Control V, paste it back down, and then you can just move it around with the arrow keys again. Now we get a few more different hangars here. Now we can use the same hangar, but we might have a look and see if we can find something a little different. Now hang around to the end, because we're going to have a little air show flight as well, and we'll have a look at what all the work we've done from the aircraft on the ground, so you'll see all the work that we're going to do. So we'll flick through this as quickly as possible. Now, it is a bit of a trial and error, and you can move the map around, you can rotate it, you can pitch up, pitch down, you can go right down to ground level using the page up, page down, home, end, insert and delete keys. The delete obviously does the deleting work if you happen to find one that you don't want. So here we go, we've got a different hangar there. You can line those up. Now, E and Q, I'm pretty sure, are the rotate keys, and you can rotate around. Now, it does rotate around the central dot that you may or may not see on the screen. There'll be a red dot in the middle, and everything, when you hit the plus button to put something down, that's where it appears. So if you're putting something small down, and let's say that red dot was right on top of that hangar, the aeroplane will appear inside the hangar and you won't be able to get to it. So just be careful where you have that the red dot. Again, it's just central to the screen, so you can use the arrow keys as well to move around and get there. Now here we're going to add a few more. We've got some fuel tanks and stuff over here. So again, you can search by putting an item in the search bar at the top there. So I put in tanks, and then I'm just clicking on random one. Unfortunately, there's no quicker way of doing this other than just continually clicking until you find one that you like. So you can see some different varieties there. If you can't find anything but the one you've already got is reasonable, just click on it, hit Control C to copy, Control V to paste, and then you can move it around. So we've got another one there that's around about the right size. and we'll see what else we can find. See if we can find some more. It was a really great day. The air show that I went to, and this is in November of 2019. If you're watching this new, as I put this up, probably on probably the 14th, 15th. You might see this 15th of November, or it'll be up on the web, I would imagine. So we're going to continue building, finding objects, and you'll be amazed by what you can find, guys. You put a few libraries into your custom scenery, and then install this program. It will go and find all those scenery objects for you, and you can create all sorts of things. Now this one, I'm looking for a hangar to go here. So there's hangars, there's industrial sheds. There's also facades as well. So facades are like a single panel that you can keep adding to and make quite complicated lines which form the walls and the ceilings. They're pretty amazing to use. In this case, I'm just using a couple of similar style hangers, and I'm just going to put 4 of them together in this case, just so that I've got something that sits over that picture on the ground that we can see there. Again, when you fly over it, you won't be able to see it because this is over the top of it, but at least we'll have an object at least in around about the right place. Now with these hangars, some of them have open front doors, and you can actually put aircraft and people and stuff. We're going to put some people and some have a bit of a crowd, and you can just see that red dot in the center of the screen there. That's where everything is going to appear. Now there are some animated objects, but I don't have any at the moment, so I'm not going to worry about it. Now I think that's a better choice, so I'm going to just click on and delete those particular items, and I'm just going to rotate this around a little bit. Now I think that's the E and Q keys allow me to rotate. So we need some planes for our air show, don't we? So we need some planes, and you can get flying animated aircraft, and they're set at different heights above the ground, and they will fly probably in a given pattern around. But here we want a grandstand, and we're going to put it down where there was a grandstand when I was at the air show on the weekend. Just put it over. It doesn't sit there. It sits over to the right. But we're just going to rotate around, and I was looking to see whether there was anything more suitable, but it seems only to be the one grandstand there. So I ended up putting 2 here. I did add another one a little bit later on and made it a little bit bigger. So the area you see there, that was the static display area, the taxiway, and the initial bit of runway at the bottom of the screen. As you look at it, they had a lot of World War II aircraft sitting there, which was amazing. We had B-25s, Mustangs, that is the P-51, Spitfire, Hawker Hurricane, B-25 bomber. Just to name a few, we had the Cessna ground attack jet. I can't think of its name. I think it was called a Dragon or something during the Vietnam War. On the displays we had of the day, we had a number of larger aircraft overall in place in that, I think it's a KC-10. We had F-18s, we had the F-35, and all of those did flying displays, which was really amazing to see. First time I've seen those. But we'll put some random aircraft down here at least, so we've got some. And you can just see how we're going. You can see how it just pivots around that central point. You can just grab it with a mouse and then move it around. So we had Globe Masters and Hercules, and what else do we have? I'm trying to test my memory offhand. We had AWACS aircraft and all sorts of things that the Australian Air Force have available. We also had some Army tanks over on the right hand center of the screen as you look at it as well. So we'll put a couple of Army trucks and bits and pieces there in a bit as well. And the central area, the bottom right hand corner, actually had a lot of displays going on. They had dog displays, and they had the Australian Air Force band, who were pretty damn good, I've got to say. Enjoyed that. We'll stick a couple of F-16s here, being that I can't find any 18s. I'm sure you'll forgive me for that. But we'll just put a few here, because we had the F-18A Classic, which I actually worked on, the F-18 Growlers, which came in after I left the Air Force, and what else do we have there? We have the F-35 was parked next to them. That was an amazing looking aeroplane, that one. So let's have a nice big bomber, because we did have a bomber. We didn't actually have a B-29 on the day. I'll move it around. I hope you don't mind the music. I thought this would be pretty boring without a little bit of colour while we're doing all the building here. You can build all sorts of things. I've built lots of airports, guys, over the years. The crucial thing with these is, if you want to build airports and share them, is that you need to take note of which libraries you have, so that whoever you want to share your airport with can download those libraries. Otherwise they end up with a lot of errors where the objects you've used aren't available to that person. So just be mindful that if you're going to build and share, which is really great, that you know what libraries you've downloaded, have a list of them, and then you can always make a stock list. Download these 5 or 10 libraries, put them into your custom scenery, and we'll just move that Spitfire around, I think it was. Got a couple of trucks. Why not have it? Let's have a truck. Someone's got to get towed around, don't they? So Thunderbolt. We've got a Thunderbolt there. We didn't actually have one of those on the day, but we certainly did have quite a range of good ones. And we had Matt Hall, who's this year's world champion with the Red Bull Air Race. He was flying there on the day. Had his MXR, I think it is, that he's flying these days. And certainly pulled a lot of G's in that thing, flying around. I was surprised how small that is. So we got a Lightning. Will we add a Mosquito? Yeah, why not? Move those around. And let's just put a few more objects there, and then we'll move on. We're just going to make it look a little bit representative of what was there on the day. We need some tents and things as well, because there's a lot of food stalls over to the left. We'll see where we go, whether we put those up. The thing to remember when you're building these sorts of things, and especially if you use trees, we're going to put some trees down in a little bit too. This is the more objects you have, the more objects your system's got to draw, and you can get carried away and just murder your frames. So it's worth getting it reasonably packed up, how you want it to look, and then go for a fly and just check the impact on your frame rate. And if you've still got plenty of room, then you can go ahead. You can see there's a lot of amazing objects that you can put down. Different range of sort of 3D trees. There's a lot of people, again, as I mentioned. Trucks, cars. We're going to put a car park down as well. That's what we're going to do in a minute as well. And we've got all the people. So it's nice to have a few people in. Let's have a couple of air crew standing around waiting to jump into their aircraft. There you can see the X in the middle of the screen, and it's just a matter of picking the type of person you want and clicking them down. You'll have 3D people up there on the ground. So let's move over a little bit further. Yeah, you've got a few more pilots. Of course, you're going to need some pilots running around in their flight suits. Very easy to do, guys. It's quite a lot of fun building these up. I've built a number of airports in the local area. My Gawler airport that I used to fly at, Parafield, Adelaide Airport, I did do that. But then with some issues I had on the PC and primarily my SSD, which kept dying on me, I lost a lot of my libraries, and then I haven't got all the libraries there to use those airports anymore, so I get errors when I load them up. So I've been rebuilding some of those. So let's have a look. We need a few army trucks, I think. Let's put those over here. Let's see if we can find some. We've got in army as well. We've keyed in. Anything you see with that red and white like that, there's an issue with it, so don't use it. It won't work properly. So with the word tank, you can get all sorts of things. So there's something that's sort of a bit of a, not even sure what they're called. If you're an army guy, you'll know what it is. Or you're an army fanatic. If you're an army fanatic, what are you doing watching a flight sim program? Come on, guys. So let's get a few more items now. There were some tents and other things around here as well, which gave us a bit of shade on the day. You can put some of those around. Putting a few more trucks, just rotating them around. We actually had a radar system up running all day. You had the kids running around with the guided missiles, pointing those at the aircraft. Try not to find anything too bright. There's a white one of those. That's something similar to what we had there on the day. So we had 3 or 4 different groups of these, and they were orientated this particular way. So we'll put those up there. There's a bit of shade there. Let's grab that one. Grab that. Remember, it's Control C to copy, Control V to paste it down. It'll come down on wherever the red dot is in the middle of the screen. You can grab it and move it around, and we'll save that. Okay, let's put a few trees down, because my brother said, oh, it would be great to have some trees, so let's do that. This is for you, Ash. So, well, you can see I've already actually put some down. It's the same process. Find the tree that you want. You can rotate it and orientate the map, and then use the arrow keys and quickly tap on the plus button, and you'll end up with a nice line of trees, and then you can make them look a little natural by just making not quite so straight line, which is what I'm doing there. Just grabbing every second or third one, just pulling it across. But again, you can have too many trees, and they will start to impact on your frame rate. I hope you enjoy this build. It's a little bit long, but it does take a little time. This was actually probably about 2 hours of building time, and I'm just showing you a little bit of it as we get it all sorted out. We've got some more buildings there which I built previously. I'll put in place previously as well. You can see that I've doubled up the grandstand there. So let's put a little bit of fencing down to keep those civilians away from where they're not allowed to go. So this stuff is interesting because you can drag the corners and put them where you want it, and they will stretch around. You can do all sorts of stuff with this. If you hit the plus with a dot in it, it will add another point to the next one, normally to the right. So if you hit the very left one that I'm grabbing there, and you hit that, there'll be another point here in the middle between that and the next point. If you click on the end to do that, it will add another section to it, so you can do some quite complicated shapes and to make fences around. And it's the same process with roads if you want to put a road in somewhere. So again, I'm just clicking on the end, pulling it down to where I want it, grabbing the next joint. You can make them fairly intricate if you want to. And I'll just drag this one up. Sometimes there's a little lag when you do it till it catches up with you. So just a few fences there. You can probably put a whole lot of fences. There's fences everywhere. But now I'm just going to rotate it down, and voila! You can see the fences in place. Isn't it easy? So you can put that around a house. They have other different fences you can do that with. So let's add a few people. So I'm just going to use the red dot. I'm going to pick random people. We'll pick that little girl. And I'm just going to use the arrow keys to make essentially quick lines, and I'll randomly tap on the green button as I go across the screen. And I'll move a little bit left, and I'll add a couple more. Then I'll come back, flicking basically the mouse button so that I'm leaving trying to be as random as possible. And then we need some aircrew? Maybe not. We need some more civilians. So let's just line that up again. I'll rotate it around, move to a spot that I think is fine, and I'll quickly move the arrow key and tap randomly on that green plus. And there'll be lots of people standing around there on the main tarmac. Now, we need to do the air show flight. So we'll be doing that in a minute, guys, so hang on. We'll get this all finished, or if you want, jump to the end for the quick air show flight we're going to do in the Raphael. So again, just looking for, we can put a few more different people down. What else are we looking for here? Looking for, see if there's anything else. And there's the fence again, if we wanted to put some more fence. But what we might do is add a car park, because there were a couple of really large car parks. And it's interesting because that comes up just in one piece. Again, if you grab the point and hit the green plus up there in the menu with the dot in the middle, you can add additional points, so you can get a bit more complicated. And the one that I haven't used through any of these videos is the third of the green little tubes there, which will allow you to make circles or semicircles. If you grab a point and you click on that, then you'll be able to make a rounded area. So that's really great for doing roads, doing taxiways, or filling in an area with grass or trees, because you can get trees that are just in packs as well. And as you drag out the lines, you'll get more and more trees. It's pretty good. So we're pretty much complete. I've put a few trees down this road, because this is where the I came in. This was the green car park on the day. Each of the car parks had their own colour, and they had buses running between them. So I do add a couple of buses in here as well, and some buses up near the main terminal, which is where we will get being dropped off. You can just walk through the airbase, much as I used to do it when I was in. Once you're out, you're out. So you have to do your own thing. So here we go. We'll line that up generally. And again, I'm just going to add some additional points. I'll grab this one out. You can see there's a point there in the middle. Now I'm going to click on this one, and then I'm going to hit that add a point. This is helpful for getting around corners a little. I'm going to add another point. You can see how it appeared there. And I'm going to drag that out. So it just follows roughly the contour of that road. There we go. We have a car park. Let's just straighten that up a little bit. There we go. And then I add another one up the other side, but I don't think I'm going to need to show you that one since you've seen it done once. So let's have a look. Here we are of what we've done. We've got nobody around. What happened to all our objects? There they are. So that's how it looks after we finish. So that's sort of a before and after quick look for you. There's our grandstand, there's our aircraft, there's all our people all wandering around at the air show. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? It's not bad. You can take as much time as you like, and you could add a lot more objects and things. You certainly could spend hours doing it. Let's have a quick fly across the trees here. Yes, we've installed the ball magnets, so if you hit a ball down there, they will go straight to the tree. And here we are in the RAAF. Let's have a quick fly. Got to put an airshow flight on if we're going to an airshow, don't we? This is a great, another free aircraft that you can download, guys, from the org. I've got my Darth Gunnie voice on. Let's get the brakes off and runway 18. As we head out with the Air Force Base on the left. Main road just off to the right. A lot of people parked over there watching the flying displays on the day as well. So let's get up, get the gear up. We'll fly out past what is now somewhat of a 3D airport and not a flat one, which is what it was when we originally started. We'll get yelled at by CASA because we flew over the whole crowd here, which is not what you're allowed to do. So I hope you enjoyed watching us build an airport. Something you can do. You can build cities, guys, towns. You can do all sorts. You can get animals and put them out in fields. If that's something you want to go out and scare, you can do all those things as we fly around here in the airport. So, thanks for coming on watching. I hope you survived the whole video. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed. Look down in the links below to get and download Overlay Editor, and head over to explain.org and download some libraries. You'll find quite a number of libraries available there. There's a lot of suggestions around on videos and also on explain.org which ones are the most important ones to download. So grab those to start with as we disappear off into the sky. Now a RAAF. Thanks for coming along, guys. See you back here at Let's Fly VFR real soon. And again, please feel free to drop into letsflyvfr.com and have a bit of a look around at what we have available, both for sale and information wise. See you then. Bye bye.